You ever been out in public and you just minding your own business, shopping, looking cute and whatnot, and somebody decides to act a fool in or around your presence? I'm sure every single one of us have an experience or two or three of the other side of things, of just going out, living your life, and just seeing the public act crazy. And it's in the most random places. And today I'm going to tell you guys about a few different times, ending with a larger story of one of the biggest moments where I saw some people act out while I was just out and about with my family, minding my business and being cute and things. So while you guys get comfy, get your wine, snacks, and everything you need, I want to give a special shout out and thank you to our partners of this video, Native. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I love me some Native. Native has been one of my favorites for about 2 years now. Paraben free, cruelty free, like shea butter and coconut oil. They have a wide range of scents, and they also have a whole line for sensitive skin if you do have sensitive skin. So I'm gonna go through and tell you guys some of my favorites that I've been loving recently. I definitely like interchanging them, you know, for different vibes and different moods, because you know, not every day is the same. So first and foremost, we got lilac and white tea. Miss Ma'am is light, airy, and also has like a very light floral scent. Nothing too strong, but definitely easy breezy, lemon squeezy. So good and very feminine. Now this next one, girl, I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret, because the minute that I put this on, my husband was like, you smell so good. Girl, this will have you walking around like a scrumdiddlyumptious dessert. This is buttercream and French vanilla. This was a very pleasant surprise, and this is definitely my favorite. It's just a very nice, sweet smell. You will smell as sweet as you look, honey. Last but not least, this is a classic cucumber and mint. This is a very clean, think ocean breeze smell. That hint of cucumber, it smells very fresh. It kind of reminds me of like a mojito, like sitting on the beach. Different vibes for different times, okay? It's long lasting. You have 72 hours of odor protection when you wear it. It's dry when you apply it, so you're not sticky or anything. It doesn't leave any sticky residue behind. I've been loving them for 2 years straight. They have a whole collection that you guys can pick from, and I guarantee you that you will find a scent that is perfect for you. So if you guys are interested in checking them out, you can check out my link in the description box below and use my code Glamour2 for 20% off of your first purchase with Native, and you can be smelling fresh and clean in your everyday life with 72 hours of odor protection, so you're not all musty, crusty, and dusty, okay? But definitely check them out. At checkout, use this code for 20% off, girl, okay? Save that coin. Thank you so much to my friends over at Native for partnering with me on this story time. Go show them some love. I know that you'll love them. Now, without further ado, let's get into these story times. There's so many things that you have to think about when you're about to leave the house to go run errands. And, you know, it's not as simple as, oh, I'm gonna go there and like go get A, B, and C and then come home. Absolutely not. I wish it was that simple, but it's not, because you have to deal with the public. Now, the first time that I really saw somebody acting crazy and acting out in public, I was like 15 years old, and I was at Big Lots. Okay, they got the best prices. And I was there with my grandma. I'm in line with my grandma, and there's this lady that's in front of us, and she's checking out. And she had like this catalog with her, and you know, she's like flipping through it. You know, all of a sudden there's some tension, okay? And we start hearing the cashier and the lady in front of us, you know, kind of go back and forth, and she's like pointing at this catalog or something. Exponentially long time. Now people behind us are huffing and puffing and moving lines, and there wasn't a whole lot of lanes open to begin with, if you know anything about Big Lots, okay? You can't just simply move. Why? Because we have already put all of our stuff onto the conveyor belt, okay? Like we're waiting. It's already, all of our stuff is already up to the cashier. We just got this lady here going back and forth with the cashier. So like, it would just be too much. So we're just standing here. We are stuck in this situation. We have committed, and we got to see this through. Long story short, there was a discrepancy in regards to coupons or a sale or something along those lines. And it went from a very simple like disagreement, and then the manager came out. You know, my grandma and I are like, yes, the manager's out here, they're gonna rectify it. Great. Girl, the manager comes out, she's all of 4 foot nothing, okay? But listen, just by the sheer voice of this woman, I was afraid for my life. She had a boom coming out that little bitty body. She really had some bass in her voice. So she comes out and she starts talking to this lady. She's like,
hi, I'm the manager. How can I help you?
Fire personality, fire personality. It just, they start going at it, okay? And this lady that's in front of us is probably like in her early to mid 40s. She looks like her name is Linda. Starts yelling. She starts calling this lady stupid. She starts calling her out her name. Me and my grandma are just front row seating this at this point, because like, where are we supposed to go? People are starting to stare. She starts going like this. You know what, bitch? She takes off her name tag throws it on the counter. She's looking at the lady. She's like, what you want to do, ma'am? Linda decides to reach in her bag that's sitting there on the counter of things that she has yet to pay for, might I add. And she grabs like this, it's like this light up squishy ball that has like little tentacles off of it. It kind of looks, you know what I mean? The little rubbery things, chunks it at the manager. And that shit hits, lights up, falls. Oh, girl, she comes around that counter. They start bumping chests. What's up? What's up? Why my grandma gonna sit up here and go, come on, mija, back up, back up, back up? Like, grandma, I'm taller than you at this point, grandma. Like, you get behind me. I know you're not trying to protect me, girl. Police were called. There's like a warehouse side of the store and where they get like shipments or whatever. And it's like a bigger part. They have like bigger stuff in there. Anyways, girl, some men start coming out of there and they're like, what the fuck is going on, y'all? Everybody's just cussing up a storm. Like, everybody's just losing their mind and they come around, y'all. They have to grab these two women apart. My grandma looks at me. She was like, just forget it. Let's go. And I was like, what? Like, there was stuff in there that I really wanted. I was like, grandma, for real? She was like, we will come back at another time because I'm not putting up with this. We get into the parking lot and we start pulling out. We finally see the police roll up and we can see into the front of the big lots because they have like one big glass thing with all the letters and numbers and stuff. All of the workers are like looking down at the floor. Linda is nowhere to be seen. I could not see where Linda ended up, but I think she was on the floor. I think something happened because all of them were like, yeah, like, and they were like looking at the floor. My grandma was like, ooh, she done got slapped up. And I was like, you think? And she was like, for sure. For sure. Now, before we get into this next story, I want to know, have you guys ever been to Western Union or anywhere where they cash checks? I forgot what job this was. I think that it was when I was working at the museum because, you know, they gave me checks that I needed to go cash. It was so inconvenient. I had 2 locations that I could go to that were near me downtown to cash my checks. One of which was King Soopers and the other one was like an Ace Cash Express at the 16th Street Mall. So I get my check and I decide to go to the 16th Street Mall and go cash it there. Typically, I would go to King Soopers because King Soopers by my apartment, it was that one over there off of like Spear and Colfax for my Denverites, okay? I had only been to this Ace Cash Express a few times and this is why. So I take my cute little butt over there with my little check and I go inside and of course there's like 2-3 people in front of me and this place is tiny. I'm talking about like it's a little bit bigger than a walk-in closet altogether. So, you know, what am I gonna do? I'm already here. So I have no choice. So I take a seat and I'm prepared to wait for a long time. Right in front of me, there's this girl and she's like on her phone and she's real quiet. Everything seems super normal. I get on my phone, no big deal. All of a sudden the door opens and there's this other guy that walks in. Immediately, the moment that door opens, the girl in front of me, she just like whips around. Like you would have thought, y'all, she seemed like she seemed scared. Like she shocked the hell out of me because she was like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, girl, what? So it's this other dude. He looks like a contractor or something. He comes in with like dust and paint all over him and he stands on the other side of the door, like near the window, and he's like looking at me and we kind of do like this little nod thing, like, yeah, you behind me and I'm next in line, right? She looks at him, she like relaxes, she turns back around, everything goes back to normal, and I'm like, okay. So after that, I'm just kind of like looking at this girl a little sideways, like, why are you so jumpy? Because you making me jumpy and now I'm nervous, like, what the hell, right? I start kind of keeping an eye on her because like I don't know, because you know, you never know what you're gonna see downtown. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on. So I keep my eye on her, and as I'm watching her, and y'all, she is like fidgeting, right? And she keeps like checking something in her purse, and she's like checking her phone, and she keeps like turning around looking at the door, and I'm like, oh my God. And as the minutes are going, like, y'all, she's making me so nervous, right? And the line goes up a little bit. And so she like steps up and she keeps doing like this checking around and she keeps looking around every time the door opens, she keeps like, you know, just kind of panicking. And I'm like, what? Like, do I need to leave? Like, is something gonna happen? Like, I just felt like something bad was gonna happen with the way that she was acting. Girl, fast forward. And it was like forever. Fast forward a forever amount of time. And finally, it is her turn to get to the window, right? And this girl shuffles so fast to that window and she's like, hi, I need to cash this check, please. And she like handed the ID over and like just very rushed, very almost panicky, right? So at this point, I'm standing up and I'm right behind her and the contractor dude is behind me and we're all like standing in this line, right? Y'all, she's like this. She like this. What that thing she doing? She like this. And she's like grabbing the paper and signing things and, you know, whatever, right? You know, the lady behind the desk, she's like, do you want this in like 50s, 20s? Like, I don't care. I really don't care. Just please. At this point, the lady behind the counter is like looking at her like confused and concerned as well because this girl's making everybody feel nervous. And we're like, Now, being in a check cashing place in itself is risque because everybody knows that you're getting cash from there. You know, it's very easy to get. She starts counting out this money, and while she's counting, the girl in front of me is still like looking behind her and like looking down the line. And I'm like, and at this point, you know, we're face to face, and I'm like, it was quite a bit of money. It was like almost $1,000. Okay, it was somebody's paycheck. So it takes her a minute to count out all these bills. Puts it in the little basket. She slides it through. And the girl takes it, and y'all, this girl starts digging out of the basket. And she's like trying to, and again, you know, she's all shaking, putting all the cash together and folding it, putting it in her purse. Bing! And the door opens. I knew you was here. I knew you was fucking here. What you doing over here? This man comes in. He's got to be like 6'2", and he is a huge man, and he doesn't even see anybody else in the vicinity. His eyes fall directly on Miss Ma'am in front of me, okay? And so immediately all of us are like, what the hell is going on? And he comes up and he looks at her. She literally putting this in her purse, and she's like stepping to the side, like stepping out of the line. And again, this place is so tiny. So even though she steps aside, like she's literally like 2-3 feet away from us, okay? I'm trying to mind my business as best as I can, but I can only do so much. So I take my step forward and I go to the counter, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna try to mind my business and pretend like nothing's happening because I don't know. So meanwhile, they're like on the side having this argument. So I go up to the counter and I'm like, I'm just gonna handle my business. Girl, the girl behind the counter can't even see me. She's like staring like this. Just frozen, okay, all up in their business. And I'm like, okay, I guess we watching. Are we watching? Okay. It's my check. I told you that I was gonna come cash it. All their business comes out. So you want me to sit up here and expense you and your funky friends when y'all go out drinking all night? Yeah, I would rather do that than you blow it at the strip clubs on these whores. He starts saying some off the wall stuff, talking about like, oh, I only gotta go to the club because you don't do what you need to do for me, and like you don't be loving on me. And he starts going into detail like, you know, I be asking you for certain things. I be asking you for certain things all the time. And you want to sit up here and act like you too bougie. Okay, you too bougie. I'm gonna find somebody else that's not. Give me the money. Give me the money right now. Every single person in the Ace Cash Express is like front seat. Is like looking at this situation, and it from one second to the next is escalating. And he's reaching for her purse, and she's backing up, and she's like, no, you not. And so she's doing one of these. You know what I mean? And he's like reaching around her, and it is a full on like wrestling match. So I start looking around, and I'm panicking, and I look at the girl that's behind the counter reaching for her phone. So she picks up this phone and she decides to yell, and she goes, if y'all don't take this outside, I'm calling the police. No, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. He reaches out, he grabs the purse by the purse strap and starts walking her out of the building. And he's like, we're gonna talk about this, but you gonna give me my money because I work for that money. The girl behind the counter was evidently very used to this type of behavior because she went right back to normal. She was like, hi, how can I help you? And I was like, hi, can I please get my check cashed? I promise it's mine. I stop at like Forever 21 or something on my way home. I'm just lollygagging. I'm having a great day. It's payday. On my way home, girl, I see the same couple in Civic Center Park. It's a huge park downtown. It was between where I was at and my building, okay? So I always had to walk past the park. I walk past this park, and like they have like these big pillars out there. It almost looks like a Roman style architecture, and they're like near these pillars. Why are they near these pillars? He had taken that purse and just poured it all out. Sure enough, there is cash, and he is on all fours out there on that nasty ground picking up all his cash. And I was already an adult. I was already with David. I don't remember how old I was, but I was like grown. And it was here, and we went to a mall over here, Flatirons Mall. Some of y'all may know it. I go there with my grandma, my tia, my mom, and like they're visiting from out of town. And so, you know, we decided to go have us a cute little mall day, whatever, right? So this was one of them days, and we have an amazing brunch at a place called First Watch. It's like one of my favorites. And then we take off to Flatirons, right? So we go there, and there's quite a few people there. So I want to say this was like on a Sunday because they were closing everything pretty early. And like my mom was like, hurry up, you know, I need to go here to like go return this, and like I don't want them to close and da-da-da. Like I just remember her being like, come on, like hurry up, you know. My mom, my grandma go separate, and me and my tia go separate, and we're just like bouncing around. We hit up Express, we hit up H&M, you know, I wanted to hit up some makeup spots, whatever. I blink, and a few hours have gone by, and we're having a really good time, and all of a sudden we get a text from my mom and she's like, meet us in the bathroom. Me and grandma went to the bathroom. So we take off to the bathroom. We meet up with my mom and my grandma. We kind of zhuzh up a little bit. And y'all, we walk in. My mom and my grandma have so many bags. Like they really went on a little shopping spree. Meanwhile, me and my tia just have like these little bags. And you know, just something simple. I spent a pretty penny at Sephora, but girl, with the miniature size bag that I had in my hand at the time, you would not have been able to tell. Everybody had something specific that they needed to get while at the mall. So we start kind of going around and my mom's like, yeah, you know, I made my return and I got these. And I'm like, Grandma, did you get what you need? And she's like, yes, mija, you know, I got these and these. We're in the bathroom showing each other everything that we got, right? So I show them, you know, my little Sephora bag and I'm like, yeah, you know, I got this and this. And my grandma and my mom are like, wow, like you spent a fortune on like 2 things. So then my tia speaks up and she's like, yeah, you know, I have everything. But she was like, but I want to stop by one more place. And my mom was like, girl, it's about to close. Like, you better hurry up. She was like, no, it's right here. It's right outside the bathroom. She was like, I want to go to Old Navy. They all love Old Navy jeans. So as soon as my tia said Old Navy, my mom, my grandma were like, oh yes, like let's hurry up. Like we definitely have to stop in there before we leave. We file out of this bathroom. It is the fastest shuffle that I've seen us do. And we have like 10, maybe 15 minutes tops before Old Navy clothes. Why, girl? Why does my mom and my grandma decide, you know what, I'm not gonna buy these jeans until I have to try them on. I can't buy these jeans without trying them on. So they have like 3-4 pairs of jeans each. And they are heading towards the fitting rooms. And I'm like, oh my God. So I go over there and I am profusely apologizing to the girl that works the fitting rooms. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know that you're about to get off, girl. And I know that this has to be super like annoying, but I'm so sorry. Like, this is my grandma and my mom. Like, I'm so sorry. And she was like, girl, good. She was so nice. She's like, girl, you are all good. Telling my mom, my grandma, I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, you got T-minus 5 minutes before they close. And, you know, because I know that life. I used to hate that. Like, ma'am, I have a life. Okay, I would like to go enjoy my Sunday night without having to worry about what the items that you're purchasing and trying to return at this moment in time. You know when we close. So I really did not want to be that one, right? So my mom was like, Nikki, stop rushing me. So we start kind of like bickering. She was like, well, you're the only one that seems to have a problem with it. Like, ain't nobody else trying to tell me nothing. And I was like, yes, can we not get to that point? Thanks. Finally, they come out. My mom was like, okay, fine. Like, we're going. So, you know, they're kind of giving me stuff about it. So we head up to the front. Boom. My mom, my grandma, my tia, all of them stop. They fall victim to this area of display where there's some jewelry and maybe like some clutches or something. Something grabbed all of their attention on this table. And they're like, ooh, sparkly. And they just completely forget that we're on our way out. Like they're closing. Come on, y'all. They start circling this table. They're looking at whatever is there. And I'm like, come on, y'all, for real. Equivalent of a bull in a china shop enters this store. I don't know what kind of shoes this girl was wearing, but every step that she took, it sounded like a damn earthquake. She's got like a puffer vest on. She's got a ponytail in her hair, and she is coming in on a mission. And like the line kind of like went like this. It's like a zigzag line up to the cash register, okay? And this girl in a huff and a puff is going through this line with a vengeance. We are right behind the line area at this table, and every single one of us looks at this girl like her presence demanded attention, okay? She walks up and not within 2.5 seconds. Hey, Jocelyn, what, you thought that I wasn't gonna find you? I told you that if you didn't stop what you were doing. No. Apparently, all these girls knew who this person was, knew who this woman was that just stormed in here. Because while she's going on her rant, they're all like, no, you need to leave. No, we're not gonna be putting up with this. Like, stop right now. Like, we're gonna have you escorted out. Like, no. And like, all of them start making their way from around the counter, and this girl is like standing there at the entrance of like the little line thing, and she's like, no, and she's looking at just one girl. Like, she's one of them that's going like this, I told you, because I told you, and I kept telling you that if you didn't stop, that I was gonna show up at your job. So you gave me no choice, and now here I am. So like, we're about to handle this now. No. I don't even know you, and I don't know you. I'm talking to you because I kept telling you and I kept warning you. You didn't want to listen. So like, now that I'm here, like, you had so much to say. Like, now I'm here. You really think that he wasn't going to tell me? You think that he wasn't going to tell me? There's the girl that she's talking to and maybe like 2 or 3 other ones that are around that are like talking stuff to her, as she is completely zoning them out. She is that scary calm that right before the storm. And so y'all, all of us, every single one of us, I'm looking at my tia, I'm looking at my grandma, I'm looking at my mom, and every single one of us are at like heightened attention situation, like, y'all, I look at my mom, I'm like, maybe we should go. Like, we should probably go. And my mom gonna look at me and she was like, this was the last in my size. I'm getting my jeans. They gonna have to handle this somewhere else, but not here. So y'all know, Mom, if y'all don't know, Mama Glamour, my mother she doesn't care about what's going on in your personal life. She's here to do what she needs to do. Y'all, can one of y'all help me? Can one of y'all help me? Can you help me? So my mom starts talking to one of the girls and it's just like, okay, like, who's gonna help me? And like, the other girl was like, can you just give me a moment? Like, we're trying to, and my mom was like, sure. Like, I'll give you a moment, but I'm buying my jeans, so I will be here. My grandma don't want to leave. My tia don't want to leave. I am outnumbered. I am outvoted, and my mom is just sitting there like, whenever y'all are ready, I will be here to purchase my jeans. Thank you. Girl that she's yelling at, the employee starts kind of losing her cool, you know, to like defend herself. And she was like, no, like, and she was like trying to stay calm. She was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And like, this is not like the place that you need to do this. Like, this is my job. Like, please go. I'm not trying to start nothing. And the other girl was hitting her back with that scary calm. And she was like, no, because you did have a lot to say. And now that I'm here, now all of a sudden it's not important. And this is your place of work. Isn't it here at your place to work where you were texting him about me? Didn't that happen while you were at your place of work? Your place of work. I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation where two people are matching each other's energy like that, but especially with that scary calm, they both took this tactic of scary calm. So they're both, and as they're talking, the girl that works there, she's walking closer and closer to this girl. I will say she was not scared. She was not afraid. They start shoving. And like, they're like, you know, talking to each other, still very calm. And so, you know, they start shoving each other. And, you know, the other girl's like, you know, I told you that this is my job. That's what I told you, that you need to go. Like, you need to go now. They start like shoving each other like in parallel with the counter to check out. Miss Employee Girl is, you know, she got some power behind her shove. So she's literally shoving this girl further and further down the counter of like the cash registers, right? Until she's like at the corner. I think the girl that came storming in here started getting a little bit embarrassed because, like, you know, she was actually getting pushed back and there was like, you know, movement being made because like this girl was like shoving the hell out of her, right? She gets embarrassed. She breaks character and she starts yelling. And that's how I know. That's, to me, like, you're mentally losing. She starts yelling, okay? Stop pushing me! Stop pushing me! You know, like, she just starts yelling. And meanwhile, the Miss Employee Girl, she maintains her calmness. And she's like, no, you're going to get out. You're going to get out. This is my job. I told you that this is my job. I just hear my mama gonna sit up here. Oh, shit. Mom, shh. The girl that had stormed in here, she smacked the living soul out the girl that worked there. I mean, okay. And y'all, it took her a second to process that she had just gotten slapped. And like, they just kind of stare at each other. The employee is sitting there and I could tell she's trying to process the fact that she just got slapped. And the girl in front of her is still, mama, like I told you. And she's like taking a lot of pride. And she's standing there and she's like, I told you no matter at your job or whatever, like I'll slap the shit out you. And I told you that. Like I tried to tell you that. The employee girl grabs the other girl by like right here on her shirt. And I don't know how, but like she just kind of like she's just like did one of these and somehow got this girl down to the ground just from right here. Like her arms were not swinging. This was pure blatant strength, okay? She just grabbed this girl by the shirt and just, her back touches the ground, hands start flying. They were in a full-on fight. I thought I left high school. Why can't I escape it? I don't understand. We start seeing mall security come in and we're like, okay, all right. The other girl was like, I'm so sorry. Like, we cannot help you right now. You guys are gonna have to leave for your safety. Like, you guys are gonna have to leave. On the way out, my mama gonna sit up there. Can't even buy my favorite jeans because you wanna come up here and act stupid. You so lucky. You so lucky that they here. This girl looks at my mom and my mom's like, say something. Mom. No, absolutely not. Come on, let's go. We will get your jeans another time. I be playing with my mom all the time, being like, I'm gonna put you in an elderly home, ma'am. I'm gonna put you in a nursing home because you be fighting with everybody. And y'all, my mom left there with an attitude. She was like, I did not just drive all the way over here to not get my jeans. I finally found them in my size. And this girl gonna come up here and just ruin it all because of their stupid little drama. Me, my grandma, my tia have to escort my mom out of that store. She was literally looking at that girl like, say something. Say something. I could be frustrated. She was like, I had to hurry into that store. Do you know how hard it is for me to hurry? And I had to rush in the fitting room and stuff, and I come out there empty-handed. Girl, she was like, she lucky that I didn't get involved. Shoot. So not only did a full-on brawl happen at Old Navy at Flatirons, and we were the customers to see it, but my mama almost got involved. So, you know, anytime you step out the house, girl, you never know what lies ahead. So just be prepared. You know, I've seen people lose it, and I've seen people just act a complete fool out in public. Y'all be safe out there. Don't be getting involved in anybody's business besides your own, okay? Y'all be safe out there in these streets. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you, but God loves you more, and I will see your fine self in my next video. Peace out.